Chicago rises beside Lake Michigan, a city shaped not in a moment, but by generations of hard work. To understand this skyline, we go back to the 1920s, when Chicago was loud, crowded, and relentlessly busy. In 1920, more than 2.5 million people made Chicago America's second largest city. Rail lines, river traffic, and lake shipping turned the city into a powerful crossroads of the nation. In the Loop, streetcars rattled, elevated trains thundered, and sidewalks filled with clerks, shoppers, and laborers. New arrivals from Europe, Mexico, and the American South packed into neighborhoods, searching for wages and stability. Most families lived simply, small apartments, shared rooms, careful budgets, and hopes that stretched from payday to payday.
At the Union stockyards, thousands handled livestock and meat packing in brutal, exhausting, and often dangerous conditions. Steel mills, foundries, garment shops, and warehouses kept smoke rising and pay envelopes moving across the city. Rail workers, teamsters, dock hands, and delivery crews linked Chicago's factories to markets across the country. Women worked as teachers, clerks, seamstresses, nurses, domestic workers, and operators, usually for lower pay. Black families arriving during the Great Migration reshaped the South Side with churches, businesses, newspapers, and music. Neighborhood life centered on schools, parishes, corner groceries, union halls, and stoops where news traveled fast. After dark, jazz clubs glowed. Trumpets, pianos, and voices made Chicago a defining sound of modern America. Prohibition fueled crime headlines, but most Chicagoans were focused on rent, food, children, and work. Construction crews climbed steel frames, brick by brick, raising offices, apartments, bridges, and a bolder skyline. Winter tested everyone. Factory whistles blew through snow, while families burned coal against the lakefront cold. Behind the scenes, street sweepers, transit crews, teachers, nurses, and sanitation workers kept the city functioning. Then the boom broke. The Great Depression hit Chicago with layoffs, foreclosures, and long lines for relief. Bread lines lengthened, but churches, neighbors, and charities helped families survive the hardest years. Public kitchens, shared meals, and odd jobs became lifelines for households determined to endure. New Deal projects put people back to work, building parks, roads, schools, murals, and public infrastructure. During World War II, Chicago factories roared again, producing steel, engines, radios, food, and military supplies. When the war ended, returning veterans and growing families created huge demand for homes, transit, and opportunity. Expressways expanded, public housing rose, downtown offices grew. Chicago kept remaking itself through concrete, steel, and labor. But prosperity was uneven. Segregation and disinvestment left many neighborhoods carrying heavier burdens than others. Community leaders and civil rights activists demanded fair housing, better schools, and equal treatment across the city. By the late 20th century, old industries declined, and the Union stockyards finally fell silent. Factory closures cost thousands of jobs, forcing many families to adapt, relocate, or start over. Still, block by block, Chicago rebuilt through small businesses, local organizing, and neighborhood pride. Downtown reinvented itself as a center for finance, law, medicine, education, conventions, and global business. Architects pushed upward again, turning Chicago's skyline into one of the most recognizable in the world. The river grew cleaner, lakefront parks expanded, and public spaces opened new ways to experience the city. Trains, buses, bridges, airports, and freight lines still keep Chicago moving as a national transportation hub. Today, each neighborhood tells a different story. Mexican, Polish, Black, Irish, Chinese, South Asian, Middle Eastern, and more.
Restaurants, markets, music venues, and street festivals reveal a city built by many hands and many languages. At O'Hare, in hospitals, classrooms, kitchens, and construction sites, Chicago's workforce still powers the city. Universities, labs, and tech firms now join manufacturing and skilled trades in shaping Chicago's next chapter. The city still faces real challenges: inequality, violence, housing pressure, and the need for safer communities. Yet, Chicago's history shows resilience, people organizing, rebuilding, and refusing to give up on home. From meat packers and machinists to nurses, coders, teachers, drivers, and builders, work remains Chicago's foundation. The modern skyline stands not only on engineering, but on generations of sacrifice, migration, and everyday endurance. Chicago is more than famous buildings. It is a living record of labor, resilience, and hope.